I mean, this is like absolutely huge news. Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump has just dropped a huge bombshell, absolutely transforming the website covid.com.org that is revealing uh, a huge declaration, uncovering a massive, exposing a massive cover up from the previous administration and China, the Wuhan lab of virology, and a lot of the stipulations and parameters that were implemented during arguably, I would say definitively, the biggest crisis to ever, I've in my lifetime as a globe, not just as a nation, we ever faced. And I've got the full report here. I'm going to go through it step by step. Happy Friday, April 18th, 2025, in the year of our Lord. Happy Easter weekend, happy Good Friday. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. Come on in. Come on in. If you love America, tap that thumbs up. So I want to show you this first. This was just absolutely amazing. So if you go to the actual website, whitehouse.gov, okay, or covid.gov, you will see this. This is brand new, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to go through it with you right now. This is the website, and it starts with President Trump in front of huge capital white lettering text saying lab leak, and then underneath it, the true origins of COVID-19. Now, a lot of you guys might be saying, well, Nez, we already know all this stuff. This is old news. We know that. No, you don't understand. Fauci was given a pardon by Joe Biden, by Tombstone Vegetable in Chief, Joe Biden, okay? And that pardon, has so many implications, and we're going to go over those in just a minute. But the most important thing is it has never, ever, by any government institution, agency, legislator, executive branch, it has never officially. These were all just rumors. These were all just hearsay. These were all just murmurings. These were all just kind of unsaid truths. But now it is official on the whitehouse.gov website. And I'm going to go through the entire report with you. So this is maybe not new news. We probably, a lot of us probably already knew about this. Okay. But if you remember those battles between Senator Rand Paul and Fauci saying, no. We never, ever did gain of function. No. This is exactly where the virus originated. No. You're lying. Okay, well, now it has become official. So again, covid19.gov, the new website, has just been transformed to this. And I'm going to read this, the proximal origin of SARS-CoV-2 publication. It's a 200-page report, which I'm going to break down, which was used repeatedly by public health officials and the media to discredit the lab leak theory, was prompted by Dr. Fauci to push the preferred narrative that COVID-19 originated naturally. Okay, so let's kind of look at this together. Number one, this is on the website. Go to covid.gov, covid19.gov. The virus possesses a biological characteristic that is not found in nature. Number two, data shows that all COVID-19 cases stem from a single introduction into humans. This runs contrary to previous pandemics where there were multiple spillover events. Number three, Wuhan is home to China's foremost SARS research lab, which has a history of conducting gain of function research, gene altering and organism supercharging at inadequate biosafety levels. Number 4, the Wuhan Institute of Virology researchers were sick with COVID, like symptoms in the fall. Oh, sick with COVID like symptoms, pardon me, in the fall of 2019, months before COVID 19 was discovered at the quote unquote wet market. Number 5, by nearly all measures of science, if there was evidence of a natural origin, it would have already surfaced. But it hasn't. And here you can see on the website the map that is showing the proximity of the Huanan seafood market and the Wuhan Institute of Virology, 7.5 miles away from each other. Come on in, everybody. We haven't gone live in quite a while. I miss you guys so much. If you're watching this on the replay, give me a capital TR in the comments. If you're live, actually live, or if you're watching this on the replay, I love hearing where you're joining me from. Let me know what city, what state, what country. We got the best mods in the business. Laura Tilford, great to see you. Jim Barron, thank you for gifting 5 Professor Nez memberships. I'll talk about all the benefits of the memberships in just a second. You definitely want to become a member. We have given away thousands of dollars of cash, Amazon gift cards, merch. You see my shirt right here, The American People Have Spoken, which you can get in the description. Okay, back to this. I'll talk about that in a second. So here is the actual report, the House Oversight Report, okay, which is, it's actually, it's over 557 pages long. So we're looking at almost 600 pages. And by the way, you can get all this again. You can get all of this if you just go to covid19.gov. You can get all of that at covid19.gov. And you can see there by the list of contents, list of key names, list of hearings and meetings. So it goes into incredible depth, backed by an exorbitant amount of research, an exorbitant amount of due diligence and meticulous, painstaking detail. And I have right here, I have the breakdown for you in small, so you don't have to go anywhere. Here is the executive grant of clemency by Biden, which, by the way, I have really, this is very confusing to me. If you claim to be on the side of truth, if you claim to have done nothing wrong, if you claim that you did not hide anything, you did not cover up anything, and let me be very clear right here. I want to be very clear. I had young kids when we were going through this. I mean, they're still young, but my son's now in 8th grade. My daughter's in middle school. They were just babies to me when this was first happening. And kids are very resilient. Kids are very adaptable, and they know how to. They just have an innate, intrinsic way of dealing with things. I think maybe adults lost. I think, especially, especially liberals. I think a lot of people lost it during this crisis. It was a crisis of epic proportions, immeasurable proportions. Were there people that got very, very sick and ended up mortally wounded by this? Of course. Nobody's denying this. Were we all panic stricken? Yes. Was it scary? Yes. Were we listening to the people in charge? Yes. Were we giving them the benefit of the doubt? Yes. Was I wearing masks? Yes. Was I following all the protocols? Yes, because we've never experienced anything like that. Okay. So I when I say I want to be very clear, I was scared out of my wits, man. My business was, I still was doing okay, but, I knew so many people that suffered through this, so many businesses, including myself, that suffered from this, children that suffered from this, adults that suffered from this, Americans, global citizens that suffered from this. I am not getting mad about what we actually did when it first hit. What I'm mad about, what I'm upset about, and what I think everybody should be upset about is the fact that you lied. If you just would have told the truth and said, you know, we have no idea what we're talking about. We have no idea what's going on. We think that if you kind of stay 6 feet away from each other, we think that if you wear a mask, it was the messaging, it was the application, there were so many mistakes, there were so many failures. But here's the difference: we would have forgiven you. We would have forgiven you all of that if you didn't lie about it later. Am I alone in that? Let me know in the comments. I did. I got a lot of people in the comments are saying I never got the jab. I got actually, let me know if you ever got it during the height. I got COVID in 2022. So I don't even think I got Omicron. Maybe I got Omicron. I can't remember. Whatever those stupid variants are. It hit me pretty hard for a day. But again, I'm not super elderly. I'm not super young. I'm not immunocompromised. I'm a relatively healthy individual, male. Um, I walk every day with my dog. I try to eat whole foods. Could I stay away from certain things? Of course. But relatively healthy. Okay, let's just say, knock on wood, relatively healthy. I took the Johnson and Johnson initially. I didn't want to. My wife kind of, because we had kids. It wasn't about me. I took the Johnson and Johnson saline shot, which did nothing. But other than that, I refused to take anything. Robert Winsman, it's great to see you. Says, I got sick for 10 days like a bad flu, then recovered. It's really interesting. Like, I got sick for literally 24 hours and then it was pretty much over. So again, I'll get to all your comments and questions at the end here. Please stick around. But I just, thank you, Laura. Husband did not. I did. Yeah. Let me know how it was in the comments. Let me know if you got it, what stage, if you knew anybody who got it, what happened to them. Let me know in the comments. The fact that you lied about it is where I get pissed off. Okay. We would have forgiven you. And this BS right here. I mean, this is a pardon that goes back to 2014. Why do you need that? I just don't understand that. January 1st, 2014, for Dr. Anthony S. Fauci. This is, to me, an admission of guilt. This, to me, makes zero sense if you're on the side of transparency, if you're on the side of truth, if you really, truly believe you did nothing wrong. This to me is such a huge red flag. Okay, I want to break down this report. So as I always do in my trusty outlines, I always break down, okay, we're talking about this, just in case you're wondering. This is a 600-page report by the select subcommittee on the coronavirus pandemic that just got released today, okay? And if you go to this website right here, covid19.gov, you will see that President Trump has now announced the release of this. So I'm going to break it down for you right here. So the first thing, which is absolutely huge, is the lab leak evidence just got heavier. So the report's first findings on this affliction was that it likely emerged because of a laboratory or research-related accident in Wuhan. Multiple U.S. intel elements, the DOE, FBI, now concur. Remember, they said it came from a wet market. Bats, right? The NIH funded gain of function through EcoHealth Alliance. Supercharged bat coronaviruses in low security. Can you believe this? They're playing God. They're playing Jurassic Park with our lives. Can you imagine? I just couldn't imagine going to bed at night. I don't know how these people sleep. Like, I genuinely have no idea how can these people sleep knowing that they did this irreparable global damage that has forever changed our society. By the way, does anybody really feel? I'm really curious. I want to hear from you. Does anybody really feel that we've gone back to normal since 2020, since this crisis? I genuinely think people are still traumatized by this. I genuinely think people are. One thing that I've noticed that is really eerie is, and I think a lot of people will agree with me on this, but people really keep to themselves a lot more often now. You know, you go to the post office, you go to the grocery store, you go to a restaurant, you go anywhere, right? And you go to Costco. It used to be pretty easy, or at least just very fluid and natural to engage in conversation sometimes, with strangers and not feel like it was a thing. Now, I mean, people don't even look at you. I mean, I dare you to go into a Costco now. I dare you to go into a Costco now, try to walk down the hallways and byways and not almost get, completely run over now. People don't even notice you anymore. Is it just me or does anybody else notice that? So the report also finds that the NIH funded, so Fauci lied. He was yelling at Rand Paul. We all see, maybe I'll show that clip later. He was yelling at Rand Paul saying, no, 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 you're a liar. No, senator, no, congressman, you're a liar. No, no, no. It proves that that was untrue. And they were listed under U.S. funded projects, if you can believe that. Proximal origin was orchestrated, the report finds. Emails show, this is really horrendous. Emails show Dr. Fauci prodded authors to publish the 2020 Nature Medicine piece that dismissed a lab leak. There are emails from Dr. Fauci himself that he actually prodded, actually architected, engineered a fabrication to dismiss the truth that it was a lab leak. Again, I would have forgiven all of them. Okay. It was a crisis the likes we've never seen before in anybody's lifetime. Nobody was alive during the Spanish flu, maybe one or two people during this COVID pandemic. There was maybe a couple of people, but 99% of people were not around. Okay. The Spanish flu was the next closest thing, and that was over 100 years ago, right? I would have forgiven all of you if you just admitted you made failure after failure, mistake after mistake. But no, you lied. Cover-ups and obstruction. EcoHealth, this is huge. EcoHealth doctored documents stonewalled Congress and now faces a DOJ criminal grand jury probe with the help of Dr. Fauci. NIH leadership coach staff. So the National Institute of Health, which is supposed to be a non-political, nonprofit entity meant to serve the best in the public interest, coach staff to dodge, federal oversights. Dr. Morins, okay, remember him, Dr. Morins from the, I'll show you a picture of Dr. Morins just in case you forgot who that was. So this is Dr. Morins. Let me, hold on a second. Dr. Morins, who was at the NIH, okay? This is the guy right here. This is Dr. Morins, just in case you don't know who that is. Deleted emails and intel to EcoHealth. Deleted emails and funneled intel to EcoHealth. Why? Why cover this up? Why the obstruction? Why lie to the public? HHS lawyers tried to block witnesses. The report brands their tactics obstruction. Of course it's obstruction. Why would you block witnesses? Why would you need a 14, 15-year pardon, clemency, if you did nothing wrong. Here's even, and this doesn't really surprise me, especially when it comes to Facebook. I think it's become, very obvious that Facebook and Meta and Instagram, have colluded with the Biden Kamala administration, with the NIH, with the WHO, thinking that the public is not smart enough, thinking that the public would have panicked, thinking that the public can't handle the truth. These people think they're arbiters of information, arbiters of intelligence, arbiters of the truth. Why? Because they think that low of us. That's why President Trump won in a huge mandate, in a landslide on November 5th of 2024, because he actually thinks American people can handle it. That's why he's releasing the RFK files, which were just released today. That's why he's releasing this today. That's why he released the JFK files. That's why he does press conferences without any teleprompter. That's why he lets the press sit in on his cabinet meetings. When was the last time you saw a televised cabinet meeting of Joe Biden? When was the last time you saw that? I certainly can't remember. This is huge, y'all. Everybody needs to share this right now. Tap the thumbs up, because this will probably get censored. As a matter of fact, let me know in the comments if you still see this after the fact. Let me know the time, date. I want to know. Let me know in the comments. Government big tech censorship machine, the White House and HHS pressured social media platforms to throttle posts on lab leak, natural immunity, and vaccine injuries. Actions now at the center of Missouri Biden. You guys remember that CNN doctored video of Joe Rogan? They suppressed ivermectin doctors. They suppressed thousands of doctors who said, we don't agree with these methodologies. We don't agree with these lockdowns. We don't agree with these vaccines. It takes at least 10 to 20 years to fully test, to fully optimize, to fully implement any vaccine measure to make sure that it is fully safe for the public. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a conspiracy theory, but I do find it odd that there's a lot of young people right now dropping due to heart conditions that we've never seen before 10, 20 years prior. I think that's a little suspect. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert. I'm not claiming this is a fact. I just find it weird. I'm a human being with a soul, and I think with a considerable amount of intelligence, and that's what I observe. Anybody else? Let me know in the comments. Pandemic policies that flopped and hurt kids is also in the report. The 6-foot rule. No quantitative science backed it up. No quantitative science. Mask mandates relied on flawed observational studies. Masking toddlers actually caused speech development, harmful effects to their speech. The lockdowns crushed the economy. Mental health. I think this one right here is like, look, I have no problem with the 6-foot rule, even though it was completely arbitrary. I'll abide by that. I don't care. Get away from me, man. I don't want to touch you. That's fine. I do that even now. I did that even before the ban. These stupid rules were implemented. I don't want, somebody. I don't know if I can't afford to be sick, and so I'm that guy that uses a tissue to open doors, and I'm very careful when I ever use a public bathroom to wash my hands a million times and use my sweater jacket to open up and close doors. I'm that guy, okay? Call me crazy, call me what you will. When I was a professor teaching at the university, knock on wood, I went a whole decade without getting sick in an institution that is a hotbed of germs because of the tactics that I implemented. I can't afford to be sick. Never mind the fact that I really, 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 really despise being sick. Sorry, not sorry. So the 6-foot rule, I don't care. I wore a mask even though it pissed me off and it was ridiculous and it was hard to breathe. I think that's very serious. The fact that Fauci said, no, you don't need a mask, give the mask back. The first responders need it. Oh, no, no, no. You need to wear a mask. It needs to be N95. It needs to be K12. It needs to be da, 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 da. And then now we realize it absolutely did zero benefit, had zero benefit. But this one's the worst one. This one's the most egregious in my view. Let me know out of the three there, which ones you guys think are the worst ones there. I love this comment from Barb Arian. Thank you, Barb, for the $5 super chat. Faust created the problem when they knew the solution. I'm assuming you mean Fauci. Robbie Reader, thank you, Barb. Robbie Reader, R squared in the house, one of the best mods in the business. Thank you for the $19.99 super chat. Robbie Reader says, I was cleaning the doctor's office, ERs, and stores that were known to be infected, cleaning with chemicals that were supposed to kill COVID, just to make up for all my regular cleaning accounts that were shut down. Interesting. Thank you, Robbie. I appreciate that so much. This one's the most egregious. And again, I would have been fine with it, if it was, if you guys would have apologized, if you guys would have been like, we made a mistake, if you guys would have been truthful about gain of function, if you would have been truthful about the proximal origin, if you would have been truthful about every mistake and failure that you made, I might have been okay with us locking down for a week. Okay, a week. But you guys kept doing it over and over. California, the hypocrisy of American psycho Gavin Newsom at the French Laundry, hanging out with his buddies, no masks, no social distancing, having wine, engaging in fun, laughing, ha, 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 breathing spores into the air, while you made the entire state sit at home, locked up in their homes. The hypocrisy, the lies. Again, that's where I have a problem with. And I do think that the mental health and child development ramifications are probably the most detrimental out of everything. The economy, no question. But if you don't have citizens that are mentally adept, that feel secure, that have the confidence to engage, that have a semblance of who they are and the ability to function, it doesn't matter what kind of economy you have. You don't have an economy. You need to take care of your citizens. That is the number one initiative and directive of any government administration. You got to take care of your citizens. You need to secure their best interests, both physically, mentally, and fiscally. Not interfere, not take over, not interject, not play big brother, just support as a facilitator. Support. Okay? That's the key. Okay, moving on. I think that's the most egregious. The Cuomo nursing home order. Okay, report. This came out too, where the Cuomo nursing home debacle was a medical malpractice followed by a data cover-up. Criminal referral language cites possible 18 USC, whatever that is, violations. I'm going to go back to the actual website, and I want to show you this. So there's the pardon right there. A full and unconditional pardon for any offenses against the United States, which he may have committed or taken part in from January 1st, 2014. That just screams I'm guilty to me. But if you go here on the website, here is the Andrew Cuomo failure. By the way, feel free to pull this up on your phone and follow along while we're going through this. Evidence suggests that Mr. Cuomo knowingly and willfully, now he wants to run for governor of New York, or what does he want to do? Mayor of New York. Mr. Cuomo knowingly and willfully made false statements to the select subcommittee on numerous occasions about material aspects of New York's COVID-19 nursing home disaster and the ensuing cover-up. The select subcommittee, say that 5 times in a row. The subcommittee apparently referred Mr. Cuomo to the DOJ for criminal prosecution. Have fun with that, Andy. Have fun with that. Number 5, vaccines, wins, spin, and mandate backfire. So Operation Warp Speed saved lives, but the Biden team pressured the FDA to fast track full licensure to enable sweeping mandates. That's what the report finds. Mandates ignored natural immunity, did not stop transmission, and gutted military readiness. 8,000 troops expelled, only 43 returned. How many people? Let me know in the comments if you, somebody you know, a neighbor, a friend, or just somebody you heard about, lost their job, lost their ability to do what they love, lost their ability to take care of their family due to these vaccine mandates. Let me know in the comments down below. Mountain Goddess, it's great to see you, MG. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I'll never forget or forgive them for not being able to visit my mother. Yeah. Or attend her funeral. She called me 2 days and cried because she missed this. I'm so sorry, MG. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I had a friend in a very similar predicament whose dad died all alone. And he was like in his 80s, I mean, mid 80s or something. Can you imagine? You know, your only living relative dying all alone by themselves amidst strangers, not even having their family there by their side. There was the point is, again, you wanted to believe they had good intentions. You had no choice to believe. Like, I don't know what this thing is. It's killing people. I'm hearing on the news the numbers going up and up. Doctors I seemingly trusted were saying, no, this is the worst thing we've ever seen. So what am I mean, let's just say as a father, as a husband, as a parent, I mean, worst case scenario, right? They're telling a lie, but I have to err on the side of caution. It's the fact that you covered it up. You lied to people. You destroyed lives. That's just to me unforgivable. May the Lord have mercy on your soul. Andreas, thank you. I am Uruguayan, and I want someone to do an anti-vaccine to remove that garbage from my cells. The crap they add to your cells gets copied to every single cell your body produces since the first shot. I want that removed. Who knows? Maybe they'll come up with something like that. Thank you so much. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you know somebody. It's just absolutely horrendous. Just horrendous what they did. Absolutely horrendous. Okay. Informed consent gap. So the EAU vaccines were delivered without the legal standards required for fully licensed shots. Safety signal systems still hide data. Injury compensation programs are jammed. So the damage is still being set and the damage is still present and it's still not being addressed in the right way. Number 6, natural immunity suppressed. Congress documents that public health leaders, quote, coordinated to ignore, end quote, infection-acquired immunity, even while Fauci privately conceded it is a, quote, a real thing, end quote. You know, I got to give a lot of credit to Joe Rogan here. A lot of people, and this guy, Joe Rogan's a super health nut. I've gotten a lot of excellent health. He's not a doctor. He's had amazing experts on his show. But there was a clip of Rogan. I probably can't play it or else it'll get copyrighted. But there's a clip of Rogan where he said, why didn't anybody say anything about, hey, you should probably take care of yourself. Hey, here are some exercises you should do. Here's the amount of sun you should get. Go outside, walk, do these exercises at home, in your garage. All they did was push vaccine, mandate. You're essentially inviting death. You're killing your fellow citizens if you don't get the jab. Where there's so many cases, so many logistical cases of people getting this and getting natural immunity, doing the right thing, boosting their immune system, getting fresh air, breathing exercises, simple cardio exercises, simple at home exercises, physical fitness, etc., etc. Why was this being suppressed? This is the new report that just came out. Doctor patient relationship was completely shredded. Off label early treatments. We talked about this a little while ago. If you're just joining us, this is my analysis of the 600-page report that just came out from the House Sub-Select Committee on the coronavirus pandemic, which has confirmed officially that Fauci is a complete and utter liar. He lied about everything. The NIH lied about everything. The WHO, they're all involved. Off-label early treatments, ivermectin, HCQ, were demonized. FDA tweets and pharmacy board threats chilled clinicians. Now the subject of a revived Fifth Circuit lawsuit. Physicians testify that mandates and politicized guidance violated medical ethics and eroded trust. So never mind the mental health damages, the economic damages, all of the intangibles that we'll never, ever get to the bottom of. And one of those intangibles being that I still feel to this day, society was irreparably and forever changed after March 10th of 2020 or March 20th, whatever it was when it was first announced. I don't think we've even come close to getting back to life before 2020. I don't think we're ever going to get back to life before 2020. It was forever altered the zeitgeist. It forever altered the DNA of our society. Never mind that. God forbid this happens again. And now they're saying, Fauci's saying, well, there's another one. Another one's going to come. There's going to be another one. Bill Gates is all over talking about it, right? How are you going to feel when these guys get on TV again and say, this is what we know, this is what you should do, and this is how you should go about your day-to-day affairs? How are you going to feel? Are you going to trust them? Thank you, Howie, for the $10 super chat. I work in hospitality, and during COVID, I didn't know if my job was going to be open or not. My wife and I went out in 2020 and started working DoorDash to turn the lockdown into something positive. Beautiful, Howie. Absolutely beautiful. A saying that I like to say a lot is let go, let God. And that has never failed me. God is always there. God is always there to help. God is always there to listen. And God is always, always come through. Always come through. And so do what you want with that. But I don't know about you, but God forbid this ever happens again. I'll tell you one thing. The dudes and dudettes in white coats, they're going to have a hard time selling the American public and the global stage anything that they're selling and pitching. It's going to be a tough sell for those individuals. Or do you think that mankind is like that? Do you think that human beings are like that? Do you think that they'll just forgive and forget and accept whatever the status quo gives them? What do you think? I'm very reticent to do a show like this. I got to be honest with you. I don't like engaging in anything, even not that this is conspiracy theory, because it's now been posted as an official White House declaration on the website. But I don't like to engage in anything that even comes close to conspiracy theory. But this is no longer conspiracy theory, even though there's a lot of people out there that are going to say, oh, Nez is turning into this. Look at Nez. Nez is turning into a conspiracy. I mean, oh my God, what's happened to it? No. We now have unequivocal evidence, substantiated. Fauci was a liar. Fauci lied implicitly, directly, and intentionally. That we have evidence in emails, correspondences, communique that prove all of this. And so it's bad enough that they ruin the economy. It's bad enough that they ruin the mental health of millions of people. It's bad enough that they lied about it. But guess what? God forbid this happens again. How are they ever going to get our trust back? Their credibility has been shredded to a pulp. Am I wrong here? Let me know in the comments. Oh, and by the way, there was epic fraud and waste. The PPP fraud equaled sort of around $64 billion, but unemployment fraud was even worse, $191 billion. And the idle scams were hundreds of millions because agencies siloed off and skipped basic ID checks. And who pays for that? Can anybody guess who pays for that? Ding, 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 ding. You guessed it. Us. We pay for that. Thank you, Laura. Laura Tilford, the best mod in the business. It's great to see you, Lala. Love you. Hope you're doing well. You're absolutely right. We do. That's what happens. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. Okay, I think I'm good. False alarm. Okay, let's talk a little bit. So, I mean, epic fraud and waste, which is disgusting. The WHO and the Chinese collusion, the Chinese Communist Party. The WHO, which is the World Health Organization origin report, parroted Chinese Communist Party propaganda, which is criminal, absolutely criminal. I'm glad we elected to disband ourselves and excommunicate ourselves from the WHO. And this is probably one of the main reasons why. So the WHO origin report parroted Chinese Communist Party propaganda, and the draft pandemic treaty could hand more authority to the same failed organization. In summation, I wrote this down as my kind of sum up, but I'd love to get your thoughts on this. The Constitution cannot be suspended in times of crisis. Trust requires transparency. Next time, no censorship, no secret science. And the crazy thing is, y'all, the crazy thing is that this Wuhan Institute of Virology, it's still open. It's still open, everybody. They're still conducting God knows what, everybody. And I just want to end with this amazing clip right here. And then stick around. I've got more for you. Hang out for a second. And I want you guys to check out this clip right here. Remember this? This was the clip. This was the clip where this ridiculous reporter, I'm going to share this right now. This is the clip where this ridiculous reporter yelled at Trump, right? Why do you keep calling it this? Why do you keep calling it this? This is the clip I want to share with you. Check out this right here.
Why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus? There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's
China.
Racist.
It's not racist at all. No, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. It comes from China. I want to be accurate.
Why do you keep calling this the Chinese?
That's because it comes from China. I'm so glad we're done with that crap. The American people have spoken. We're sick and tired of your BS. We're sick and tired of your cover up. We're sick and tired of your lies. I hearken back to George Carlin. George Carlin says, The problem with society now is we have soft language. We don't call things what they are. We're afraid to use the right words, the right application, the right definition. And once you go soft on words, once you have a language that is soft, that language procures and begets a soft society. We're done with that. We're sick and tired of this BS. Okay. Language and nomenclature equals destiny. And we finally have common sense back. We finally have somebody in the White House right now with the balls. I mean, it's insane to me that the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom has to actually declare that a man is not a woman. Are you effing kidding me? This is where we are in our society. It's just nuts to me, these people. These people are absolutely nuts. They're fighting fang, tooth, claw, and nail to go endear themselves to this MS-13 gang-banging, domestic violence, human trafficking filth. While Patty Morin, who suffered the worst tragedy any human being could suffer, losing their child in the most horrific way imaginable, didn't get one word of consolation. Not one word. We're sick and tired of this. No more. No more. I can't wait to get your thoughts and your comments on this. I want to give a huge shout out to Jim Barron. Welcome, Arlene. New members, by the way, not only do you get automatic registration into our live stream sweepstakes giveaways, we do a ton of those. I've given away thousands and thousands of dollars, as well as merch, hats, shirts, you name it. If you want to get this one of a kind made in the USA original design, the link is in the description and pinned comment. You get so much stuff, as well as getting access to our members only Discord and a whole lot more. Robbie Reader, I love you to death. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Robbie Reader. MG, you're the best. Andres, thank you so much. Hugh Janus, my son is autistic and nonverbal. When they shut down the schools, my son lost at least 2 years of progress. I'm so sorry, Hugh. I'm so sorry, Hugh. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. God bless you. May God bless and keep you and your son. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Howie. Peter Ortiz, congratulations on being a member for 11 months. Laura Tilford, thank you so much for the gifted membership. Andreas, holy mackerel. Is that real? Andreas, you just gifted 50 Professor Nez memberships? Holy macadamia nut. Andreas, you're absolutely phenomenal, man. Thank you so much. Andreas, I am moved beyond words. I can't even believe that. God bless you. God bless your son. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for gifting 50 Professor Nez memberships. That's amazing. I'm going to post a new post in the community tab that will share the link to the Discord. You guys all have to join. It's a members only Discord. Think about joining. It's awesome. China Baby, it's great to see you. Thank you for gifting 10 Professor Nez memberships. You guys are amazing. I love you. Thank you, MG. I love you. Thank you so much for gifting 5 Professor Nez memberships. We post brand new videos every single day. We go live. I haven't been live in a while, but we go live, pretty regularly. China Baby, thank you so much. Happy birthday to you, China Baby. Memberships in celebration of my birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, China Baby. Fantastic. I got my son's Little League game all day tomorrow, so I'll be gone, but that's awesome. Congratulations. That is awesome. Happy birthday to you. Let's all sing happy birthday to China Baby. Happy birthday. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. I'll do a little Elvis. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear China Baby. Happy birthday to you. There's a one for the money, a two for the show. Okay, I'll stop. Happy birthday, China Baby. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you guys, everybody, for watching. Go in the pinned comment, hit that like button. As always, may God bless you and may God bless the United States of America and all who defend her. I'll see you very soon.